Hi, my name's Karen Johnson, and welcome to this short film where I'm going to tell you about what a feedback loop is. So, first of all, I'm going to share a couple of pictures with you. So, I'm from the University of Durham, and I'm going to use Minecraft as an example of what feedback is. Hopefully you recognize the picture of the creeper here from Minecraft, but also, of course, planet Earth. And this picture was taken, this photograph was taken in 1969 when the spacecraft Apollo 11 went to the moon. And so this is the surface of the moon where the creeper is. Now, these two things have feedback in common because Minecraft has a feedback system. It was a couple of years ago when me and my sons decided that Minecraft should be doing something about climate action. And we suggested, as many other people did, that they incorporate climate action into the Minecraft educational edition. So that's an example of what feedback is. You feed in your ideas to a system. In Minecraft, Steve needs to eat, as you know, and he eats food. And of course, in life, we eat food. But food is actually made up of carbon and minerals. And carbon, I know, is a word that you'll recognize because carbon is to do with climate change. There's too much carbon in the atmosphere, and that's causing climate change. So Steve needs to eat, and he's eating things made of carbon and minerals. In life, of course, we're only healthy if we have a balanced, healthy diet. And soil is just the same. Soil is a living system, and soil needs a healthy, balanced diet too. So soil is made up of carbon, that's why it's dark brown. The carbon is the food for all the things that live in soil. And the carbon is also the glue that holds the soil together. The other bits of soil that it holds together are minerals, things like iron minerals, and also air and water. And a healthy soil has all of these as well as living organisms. Now, a healthy soil makes a happy soil. And of course, that is what makes happy people because we all depend upon soil in order to survive because it's the plants and animals that grow on top of soil that we eat. So Steve's diet depends on a healthy soil, and healthy soils need a balanced mix of carbon and minerals. Now, this is where the problem is. We don't feed our soil a balanced diet. And we have unhealthy soils because of that, because they haven't got a balanced, healthy diet. When things are unhealthy, they break down. And the carbon in the soil, when it breaks down, remember it's the glue that holds the mineral together, means that the soil becomes weak and it can be washed away by water. And the carbon can literally turn into thin air, contributing to climate change in the form of carbon dioxide and methane. It can also be blown away, which is the picture here on the left, when the soil is undergoing a drought because of the climate change. Climate change is causing both flooding and drought. And so whether it's washed away or blown away, it's removed and we're losing our soils at an alarming rate. So you can see that this no longer is a simple cause and effect feedback system. We're turning into a loop here. We've got unhealthy soils breaking down, releasing carbon to cause climate change, which causes flooding and drought. And that flooding and drought washes away more soil or blows away more soil, which turns more of the carbon in the soil into thin air, into carbon dioxide and methane, which then contributes more to climate change and flooding and drought, which then breaks down more soil. So we're in this negative feedback loop. Negative feedback loops make things worse, and this is not a natural situation. What we want to do is get to a natural feedback loop, which is a positive feedback loop. So you saw in the last picture, Steve was unhappy because it's a negative feedback loop, making things worse, making climate change worse. If we move to a positive feedback loop and you can do things to make this happen, then Steve is obviously going to be happy because we're making things better. A happy, well-fed soil with a balanced diet where we're putting carbon and minerals back into the soil is a strong soil. It's not washed away, it's not blown away, and so it's not turned into thin air, and it doesn't contribute to climate change. What it does is it holds on to water and it holds on to nutrients, and it becomes healthy enough to grow plants, which then feed people and, of course, feed the soil as well, because the plants pull the carbon out of the atmosphere and give some of that carbon to the things that live in the soil to keep the soil happy. So this is a positive feedback loop. So what we need to do is to feed the soil carbon and minerals. And we need to turn the negative feedback loops into positive loops. Now, what can you do? I'll remind you that to help stop climate change and to keep us healthy with a balanced diet, because all our food comes from the soil or the sea, we have to keep soil happy. We have to feed it carbon and minerals. And that's going to keep the soil strong so that it can't be washed away or blown away and can't be turned into thin air. Happy soil holds onto water and holds onto nutrients. And then that healthy, happy soil can grow healthy, happy plants that we can eat and Steve can eat. So what you can do is you could start a compost heap, and then you're making the carbon into a suitable form to add back to the soil. And you can also feed back your ideas into Minecraft on climate action so that we can help spread the word about climate action. If you want to know more about this, then please click on this link here, Elliot the Earthworm, and you can find out more about the links between climate change and the feedback loops with soil health.